Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I'm here with a review for Mists of Noyah on Xbox. Now, this released on the 25th of the 7th, 2024, developed by pyxeralia, and it's published on Xbox by Cubyte Interactive. Now, this originally came out on PC back in 2022, and it was a co-op survival game filled with like RPG elements, very much like Terraria if it was mixed with like a Castlevania style, like art style and like Metroidvania sort of layout. However, when it's come to Xbox, it seems to be absent of the multiplayer, which I feel is a major disappointment. And I really wanted to like this game. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of like the crafting and survival and stuff. But honestly, it just didn't gel with me at all. Now, I'll talk about the good stuff. You get 5 different sort of characters. You can choose from each of them, have their own sort of attack style and sort of skill trees. However, once you've picked your character, you're just thrown into a world at random and yeah, that's it. It doesn't give you any sort of instructions of what to do. It just sort of throws you in and you're just sort of left to your own devices. Now, I kind of got some of the first quests were quite straightforward and sort of got you going. But then I got to a point where it's like craft 4 different like wooden armors. So I could craft 3 and then it's like you need a shield. I was like, there's nothing in the crafting menu, anything like that. Apparently I had to go all the way to a town to craft this shield, but it doesn't tell you that. It doesn't give you anything. And from being able to craft this wooden armor and stuff to then being able to get to this town was a good sort of like 15 minutes difference. And I was like, well, I'm totally lost here. And I thought it was just broken or glitched. Now, there's lots of positives in this game. It has a lot of cool leveling. You get XP, you level up. You have like talent trees and stuff like that where you get new abilities, very much like MMOs and other RPGs. You have tons of enemies and there's a day-night cycle where through the day there's less enemies so you can craft and like gather resources, and then at night there's a lot more enemies. There's also dungeons you can play through, and apparently there's also sort of building sort of tower defense where you look after this abandoned city. But after many hours I'd still not even found anything to do with that, like where I was able to do it. So I'm not sure what I need to do. It's just sort of left your own devices, and while it's fun, it needs that multiplayer in my eyes. It feels like a multiplayer game. Maybe there is, but on the Xbox store it doesn't say there is. It just said, and when you start the game it's just like create game and start. And there's no mention of multiplayer compared to the Steam listing, which is a shame. Now, graphically the game looks nice. It has a very cool 2D art style. Very much, like I say, Metroidvania, Castlevania style. Really cool enemies and boss fights and stuff like that. And there's a lot of crafting. There's a lot of different equipments and stuff like that you can equip, and they change your stats. Potions you can craft and find. There's tons of different biomes to work through as well, which all look unique. You've got farming, you've got enchanting, you've got like reforging and refining your weapons and stuff like that as well. You've got fishing, mining, all those sort of cool things. But it's just let down by being, it feels like an early access game where there's no tutorial or intro to the game and stuff like that. It just feels a little unfinished, which sucks, to be fair. Like, if it just had a nice intro, sort of got you up to speed, and also had the co-op, would make it a little bit less quiet and a little bit less empty at times, because sometimes you're just running through screens and there's just nothing there, basically. Now, like I say, I clearly only just scratched the surface, but it just didn't click with me. It's not a bad game, it's just missing its potential. It feels like there should be so much more to it. There's like a whole sort of abandoned city that you basically build up, and you're supposed to like build defensive towers and find all the inhabitants of the town and stuff like that. And build your fort up basically to fight off enemies. But after hours and hours, I didn't really get into that. So I feel like if that's going to be an advertised sort of positive, it should be earlier into the game, basically. But the combat and stuff is fine. I feel like your base attack, I was playing as the bowman, and the standard bow attack took forever to kill people, whereas then my special would do loads of damage. So I was literally just focusing on avoid and use a special. The abilities, though, do have really nice looking graphics, like their animations and stuff look great. And all in all, it's about a 6.5 out of 10 if I was going to give it. I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's lacking that a bit of TLC. And yeah, it just feels like early access. Like it could be more to it. It's got so much promise, but it just doesn't hit it on certain levels. But it's available on Xbox, priced at $8.39. It's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S consoles. It's also available on other platforms, including PC. So check it out if you're interested. But hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon for more gaming content. Bye for now.